6-0 Ferndale, a girl just got in 6-0 and took off. She's northbound Woodward.
Good, Sticks. We got him.
Stealing a police car is one of the riskiest things that anyone could attempt. When criminals feel backed into a corner, stealing a police car for them seems like the only way out from the situation. And unfortunately, it never ended well. Here are the 4 examples when stealing the police car went wrong.
Maneuver. Hold trap.
Hands! Get your hands up! Hands up! Don't move! Don't move!
Starting with the case of Anthony Sanchez, according to the reports, Anthony had been purposefully causing the crashes and attempted to cause head-on crashes with him and other vehicles. On June 20th, 2023, Colorado State Patrol troopers responded to assist Otero County deputies with a suspect fleeing from them along Highway 50 in Otero County. They gathered a team of officers to take him down.
Time slowed down. Speeds of 28. Hold trap.
To disable Anthony's vehicle, officers used precision immobilization technique called pit maneuver. With this technique, cops were able to spin Anthony's vehicle around and stop him in his track.
Out of the vehicle! Out of the vehicle! Out of the vehicle! I got you!
After stopping his vehicle, officers arrested him immediately. He was behaving like he's confused and don't know what's happening here or what wrong he did. Officer detained him and put him in the back of the patrol car and also found a loaded gun in his vehicle. He claimed that his life was in danger because of his girlfriend. Here comes the turning point in the story. Anthony was placed in the back of the patrol vehicle. He saw an opportunity and seizes it with the speed of light. The officers made a big mistake by leaving the car keys in the ignition and also the vehicle unattended. He, somehow, managed to bring his handcuffed arms under his legs so that they're in front of him. You can guess what would have happened next. You can say it Anthony's luck that the car didn't have a partition between the front and the back, and also the keys are ready in the ignition. He jumped from back seat to the front and drives away. The worst that happened is that there's a service rifle on the passenger of the car. So now, Anthony was speeding away armed in a stolen vehicle. Anthony made a bold move to commandeer the trooper's patrol car, slipping behind the wheel and igniting a sequence of events that would soon unfold in the whirlwind of chaos and excitement.
Suspect just stole a CSP patrol car. He is eastbound, high rate of speed on 50.
Officers immediately started following the stolen patrol vehicle. He was currently recklessly driving over the speed of 120 miles per hour down the public roads. The longer he would drive like this in the public road at 11 a.m., the more danger he's putting in the lives of the civilians.
Coming up on stop sticks.
To stop Anthony going ahead, officers putted stop sticks on the way to puncture the tires of the vehicle. He seemed to be a better driver than they have thought, as he skipped the stop sticks not once but twice and continued driving down the road at increasingly dangerous speed. However, the cops know exactly where he's going.
Good, Sticks. We got him.
We got flame at the firewall.
1.5 miles.
Right here. Right here, Jay.
At the end, the stop stick worked shockingly, and the stolen vehicle ran straight through a semi-truck in the opposite lane. Anthony crashed into the truck at over 100 miles an hour, and after being removed from the wreck, He was taken to the hospital where he was declared dead because of the injuries. Luckily, the truck driver was safe, and also no one else was hurt in the pursuit, but it did come close. This pursuit was allowed to go on for much longer than it should have, but it astonishes that it even happened at the first place, and the same goes for the next case. Stealing the police car is the craziest thing, but stealing twice straight in a row under their nose is something embarrassing.
Air 1's got it if you want to call it.
10-3, 10-3, someone just hit him into the woods.
Send him in.
On May 6, 2021, 33-year-old Xavier Cummings steals a Volusia County police car only to leave foreign officers on a high-speed chase. During the first pursuit, the suspect was speeding down on public freeway, chased by multiple cop cars, and somehow managed to evade multiple PIT maneuvers. The officer behind him put all his training to work and rams the escaping vehicle off the road.
He's on the move again in a Coco K9 Explorer going north on 95. Air 1, follow that car. You got another car.
When the PIT maneuver left the commandeered vehicle inoperable and the vehicle turned into the woods, the officers then began to move closer to Xavier. The wreck patrol car is now surrounded by the police, but not a single cop noticed this. Xavier proved that he'll do anything to escape and managed to run from the first crash patrol vehicle and take over another one before putting his foot down and fleeing the scene once more. Xavier steals the second unattended police vehicle of the day.
Any other vehicle dealing with them, lock your doors. Stick it. Alright. Delta 32 has eyes northbound.
14 to whoever's calling it. You want the traffic to stay put.
As Xavier speeds away on the public freeway, the cops, thinking fast, managed to radio ahead and set up a team with spike strips. When the officers got words, they threw spike strips on his way ahead. These strips will disable the vehicle and make it unsafe for Xavier to drive any further.
Are there guns in the front of the car? Ask the K9 handler from Coco. He says yes, there probably is.
Okay, vehicle is smoking north of 95, or north of Dunlawton by about a half mile, going into the inside lane.
As you can see here, the vehicle started smoking because of the spike strips, and soon it will be forced to slow down, or Xavier will risk putting his life in a lot of danger.
Underneath the wires, in the median.
Tell me where there's going to be K9 in the signal 10.
10-3, 10-3.
We got one thrown down on the ground.
When the vehicle became disabled, Xavier pulls over into the median, exits the vehicle, and apprehended by the cops. It might be hard to believe, but the professional stop was made by the same cops that let him steal the patrol car from right under their nose. But in the end, the stop was textbook. Xavier was arrested and taken into the custody after that incident. According to the reports, he was high on crystal meth at the time of the crime and believed that he had consent to steal the car by the way of mental telepathy. He was charged with armed burglary, attempting to flee, multiple counts of grand theft, and driving with the suspended license. While Xavier may have had some extenuating circumstances in his case, but the same can't be said about the next case. Let's see what happens when instead of theft, someone took the vehicle for a joyride.
What? 60 Ferndale. A girl just got in 60 and took off. She's northbound Woodward.
Get the out of the car! Get the out of the car, you
On July 5th, 2019, at 11 a.m., Destiny Talora Hawkins stole a fully marked Ferndale Police Department cruiser and went for a joyride. Later, she told the officers that she drove the vehicle just for the fun, not with the purpose of stealing the vehicle.
So you got out of the taxi and the taxi took your luggage?
Because my girl, she's on a bus to bring the money. And he drove off with my luggage. I had my luggage sitting right there, and I walked over there to see if anybody had $3. He picks it up and puts it all back in the back of the taxi and drives off.
A single officer was called to the side of a road near a bus station for a civil dispute, where a taxi driver allegedly stole customers' luggage.
80's got in your car, cop car.
What? 60 Ferndale, a girl just got in 60 and took off. She's northbound Woodward.
60, what do you have there?
A black female walked across Woodward. I was talking to the gentleman at the bus stop. She got in the driver's seat and took off.
The officer was busy in dealing with the customer when, out of nowhere, he was alerted that someone is driving his cop car. He turned immediately to stop her, but she flew away in high speed. The cop was shocked because he never encountered such situation before, and also, they never got any training about such situations. The only thing he can do at that time is to do a radio description and ask for pickup so they could get her down.
You got a GPS on your truck?
Yeah, there's GPS.
60.
Yeah, good.
60.
Ferndale, do you have a tracking then?
Stolen police car?
We do. It looks like it's eastbound 696 passing Hilton.
Here, as the woman point out that police vehicles have a GPS tracker fitted that dispatch uses to help coordinate things back at the base. And from here, the game of the cat catching the mouse begins.
In the car still?
Come here.
Other patrol vehicles were dispatched to get the woman with the police vehicle. The cops know area better, and also they are the better drivers, so it wouldn't take long to get the stolen vehicle back. According to the police car's event data recorder, her joyride hit the speed of 100 miles per hour in a 35 miles per hour zone and 92 in a 25 miles per hour zone. Her adventure was cut short by an 80+ mile per hour encounter with the rear end of a GMC Yukon at the intersection of 7 Mile and Steeple in Detroit.
Do you know how many lives you just put in danger?
What a dummy.
You know how many people you just put in danger doing this? Yeah. Unbelievable. Get in.
She drove the vehicle at such a high speed that she hit multiple vehicles on his way, caused large damage of the other people. After chasing for a while, finally, officers got her. This is the chaotic scene where she came to an end and got arrested. Unfortunately, there were no chases or strategic maneuvers used to take her down. She crashed into a parked car at over 80 miles per hour, completely wrecking her new joyful ride. As multiple others' vehicles also got damaged because of her, so she was detained, and the charges that got are unlawful driving, stealing property of $20,000, and fleeing police in an automobile. She was sentenced to 4 years in prison. It's a wild chase that catches everyone by surprise. In the next case, suspect tricked the officers, and using her brain sharply, she managed to escape by stealing the police vehicle.
God dang! Hey! God!
On September 6, 2021, Texas police arrested a Pollock woman, Tasha Sponsler, who is accused of stealing cosmetics to a nearby store. Officers detained her and put her in the back of the police vehicle. The officers left the car idling because they keep the air conditioning on for whoever is inside the car. The officers are doing the paperwork, and they all are standing around the area. Tasha was already up to something. She looked around, unbuckled her seatbelt while she was handcuffed and hiding from the officer, slipped her handcuffs, and jumped from a 12-inch wide window to the front seat from the back. She acted smartly, got behind the wheel, and drove away. Who is Tasha and what diet is she on? Here the situation clearly escalated.
Yeah, about that. God dang! Hey! God! What the hell?
While the officers were searching the bags, she managed to escape from the scene. There were armed officers all around her, but that didn't stop her from escaping. Officers tried to catch her, but she flew away. They immediately took other patrol vehicles and started following her. The chase ended for almost in 23 minutes, and almost half of it was over speed of 100 miles per hour. During these pursuits, anything can go wrong at any time, and the lives of public and innocent people are always at risk. People don't know whether the vehicle is being driven by the police officers or the suspects. All they see at that time is patrol vehicle. The worst thing that could happen during the pursuit is that Tasha could hit multiple pedestrians or might kill herself. The situation that could be even worse than this is that the suspect can reach the shotgun that is locked inside the vehicle. Shotguns that are mounted inside the patrol vehicle mostly take one button to release. It was just a shoplifting case, but nobody knows why she escalated like this. You can see in the video the way she's going off-road and crossing multiple spikes. Soon the officers realized that the suspect has no intention to stop, so they used their highly dangerous technique called pit maneuver. One officer angled his vehicle to touch the suspect's vehicle to spin her around so that she loses her control on the vehicle and stopped in any way. The car started spinning and the debris going everywhere within a few seconds. Tasha was now surrounded by the officers. She was detained and didn't explain anything. She got multiple charges, including aggravated assault, evading arrest, and unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. In Angelina County, jury has found Tasha accused of stealing a Lufkin Patrol Police unit, guilty on all charges. She was sentenced to 45 years in prison. This punishment may seem extreme, but she put the lives of innocent people at risk. During her trial, psychologists told the jury that she had a history of mental illness, sexual abuse, and bipolar disorder. A witness who often let Tasha live at her home told the jury to consider that she's not a bad person. And drugs caused her to commit the crimes. Drugs ruined her life, and Tasha needs help. Not just jail, the witness said. During closing arguments, the state told the jury to consider Tasha's prior convictions, the safety of the community, and the risk that was imposed on the lives of law enforcement during the lengthy chase. Rudy Velasquez, Tasha's defense attorney, touched on three main points when he urged the jury to consider a lighter sentence during his closing arguments. He reminded the jurors of his client's history of mental illness and sexual abuse. He also pointed out that Sponsler was homeless at the time of the crimes. It's essential to understand that stealing a police car is a severe crime with significant legal, financial, and societal consequences. It's always best to refrain from engaging in criminal activities and to seek lawful and respectful ways to address any grievances or issues. A bold move, but ultimately the law catches up.